Hi guys, Lori here. It is actually Tuesday and I didn't wind up vlogging the past couple of days or even doing anything really because I've had a really busy couple of days. I went to Epic Reads Day on Friday and I got a bunch of film footage for you guys. I just haven't edited it into a vlog yet. I worked all weekend and then yesterday I went to go see my cousin I haven't seen in about 6 months, so I really haven't been vlogging, but I wanted to catch you guys up on what I finished reading. And tell you guys my plans for the rest of the week. And this week is always a little bit chaotic because it's the last full week of the month. So I have a lot of books that I want to read, but I know that my next reading vlog will probably be Wicked King. So I want to give you guys as much content in this reading vlog as I can, so that next reading vlog I can really focus on Wicked King. So the book that I finished reading yesterday, when I was going to see my cousin, was Grace and Fury by Tracy Bagnall. This is a novel pick. I think this book actually is already out. I'm also on a blog tour for this, so by the time this video posts, my blog and review will already be up. But I liked it. I definitely would give this book like 4 stars, 3.5, 4 stars. I was really invested in both characters' story. It basically follows these girls named Serena and Nomi. I think I might be saying the other sisters aren't. And in this society, women basically have no rights. Literally have no rights. They can't read. And they're basically a commodity for men. Kind of had very like Handmaid's Tale vibes. So in this society, you could be chose to be a Grace, which is basically you serve the king. And Serena was actually trained to be a Grace, and she gets actually picked to go to the capital with her sister Nomi, who's going to be her handmaiden. Serena is basically a Grace. She's very dutiful. She has all the qualities that you want. And then there's Nomi, who is reckless, ambitious, and everything that you don't want a Grace to be. With a sudden turn of events, Nomi gets chosen to be a Grace. And after that, something really unexpected happens that her sister is being punished for a crime she didn't commit. So it's a very interesting storyline because you get both, like, you see the story from both characters' perspectives, and their environments are so different. I would say this story is definitely a mix between Red Queen, the Selection series, Hunger Games, and maybe even Glittering Court, like a little bit. I liked it. I equally liked both characters, like both point of views that we got. I definitely think I was more invested in Serena's story just because I thought that story was a little bit less predictable than I thought Nomi's was. There was several elements in Nomi's side of the story that I kind of saw coming. So I definitely did knock some stars down just because of that alone. But I was really invested in Serena's story, and I actually liked the Hunger Game inspired selection styled competition that Serena was going through. But I really liked it. I will definitely be checking out book 2. I just wish the predictability factor at the end was a little bit less. But I did like it, and I know that this is going to be in some book boxes next month. I would definitely recommend it as a read. If you're really hesitant, maybe get it from the library. But it definitely had a lot of interesting elements that I really enjoyed in the novel. I'll be totally honest, I'm trying to give myself a palate cleanser before I dive into Wicked King. So I have this book, so I actually had this book on my TBR, and it's Madly by Amy Alward. And actually this book got a title change. It's actually called The Potion Diaries, and then I think it's going to be like a 4-book series. But it's really fun. It basically follows this magic system where there is people that are talented and they have magics. There is people that are alchemists who technically have no real magic, but they can create potions. And in this world, there is people that do potions naturally, and they go and they get the ingredients, and that's what Sam's family is. But in this society, there's also people that do synthetic cures that are a lot more popular. So basically Sam's family is really struggling, and it's coming on the 18th. It's the 18th birthday of the princess, but when she kind of makes a startling choice to give the boy that she wants to marry a love potion, kind of get turns on its head when she actually winds up ingesting the poison herself, and she winds up falling in love with herself. It sounds really silly, like when I say it like that, but it's actually really good. I'm about 198 pages in. I love the world building in this. the world building reminds me a lot of the Windy City Magic series. It's very, very much like a lighter fantasy, but it's definitely like a really, really fun adventure story as well. And I'm really enjoying it. I love that it's definitely girl focused. There's Sam, and she's going on the adventure with her finder, Kelsey. And it's just so fun. And I'm really intrigued by it. It's like, right now, I think it's officially a 3-book series, but I think there's another book coming out next year. But oh my God, it's just such a fun read. And I definitely needed like a lighter fantasy. Grace and Fury was very, very heavy. So was Rule. Rule was very, very heavy, and I know I'm about to dive into Wicked King, which is gonna be really heavy. So I'm trying to give myself a few breaks with just this. But so far, I'm at page 198. I would say probably about 40% through with it, but I'm really enjoying it. So I'll give you guys my thoughts tonight when I come home, and then I will update you guys tomorrow. I'm also going to see Beautiful with Carole King tomorrow, so I will definitely wind up catching you guys up when I get home. But overall, I'm definitely enjoying this book a lot. Hi guys, Laura here. It is now Wednesday. I'm going to see Beautiful today, which I'm really excited. It's starring Melissa Benoist from Supergirl, and I'm really excited to go see that. But last night I did wind up finishing The Potion Diaries, which my book is called Madly, but that was printed a while ago. It was adorable. I really, really love this book. I thought it was so fun, and I really cannot wait to hopefully read the next one next month. That's the plan anyway. And so I could finally make a book outload order and get book 3. But oh my God, it was adorable. I really love the magic system in that book. It really reminded me of the Sweetest Kind of Fate series by Crystal Cesaria, but from Disney. It just was such a lighter fantasy, and I've been reading so many heavy fantasies recently. I think I said this like earlier in this video. I've been reading Rule, I read Grace and Fury, I read Bring Them Your Hearts. I've read a lot of very, very heavy fantasy books, and I'm about to read Wicked King. But I really loved the world building. The world building was so much fun. It was definitely the highlight of the book. I really loved the strong female characters in this book, and how there was 2 leads going to finish this potion, and how there was like an adventure and a quest, but also the world was like modern but with like a medieval twist. I really thought it was so much fun, and I really cannot wait to see what happens in the next books in this series. I just really was impressed by it, and I flew through it. And I will be doing a non-spoiler review on my blog in a little bit, and maybe at the end of this vlog, which I hope to do a couple, like, the next book, maybe I'll do a couple like a mini mashup reviews at the end of this. I just want to have the book in my hand, and it's in another room. So I am going to start today. I am going to start Starry Eyes by Jen Bennett. I honestly know nothing about this book, but I was really craving a contemporary. And my friend really enjoyed it. She told me she thought I would like it. I've literally read the first 6 pages of it, but I'm going to restart it on the train, and I'll give you guys my thoughts when I come home, and then hopefully after this, I can dive into Wicked King. I have to do a bunch of blog stuff tonight to catch up on my blogs. I have a couple of preview posts I have to do, but I also want to film my videos for next week. So yeah, today is going to be a very, very busy day. Tomorrow is going to be a very, very busy day, but I will definitely be checking in, giving you my thoughts, and letting you guys know what I think of Starry Eyes. This is also the end of the month, so I have to do a bunch of end of the month wrap-up videos, which I'm excited to film. But yeah, so I will definitely be starting Starry Eyes, and when I come home tonight, I will let you know what I think of Beautiful and all that jazz. And tomorrow is going to be a bunch of blog stuff and prep for my teaching interview. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, or later tonight, actually. Bye. Hi guys, Lori here. I'm back. It's almost 7 o'clock, and I just got home from Beautiful, the Carole King musical, and I am a theater geek, as some of you guys know. I talked about this earlier in my channels. I actually went back to school to be a theater teacher, and now I am frantically job hunting. But I have a very, very mixed love of jukebox musicals. Those that don't know, jukebox musicals are musicals that, like, the music came first and then the story came after. And I always struggle with those because I always think the story isn't as strong as I would like it to be. And whenever I go to musicals, I always like a strong story. That's just how I am. But this musical really blew me away. I really enjoyed it. I definitely need to get the soundtrack. And I love Melissa Benoist. I love her as Kara in Supergirl. I think she's great. And I really want to go back and watch her Glee episodes one day or eventually, because I just really, really like her. But I thought it was great. And I wound up actually finishing The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. That's the book that we read this month for the Time Warp YA book club that I started on Goodreads. I mean, not on Goodreads, on Facebook. The link will be in the description box. I love that book so much. I read like basically the climax of that book, which was like the last 3 hours of it, and oh, I love it. I think Clark is such a cinnamon roll, which was love interest in that book. I just love the complex female, like, friendship dynamics that was in that story, and I just really, really loved Andy. And I did make a little bit of progress on Starry Eyes, but not as much as I wanted to. I'm only on page 68 of this, and it hasn't even hit, like, she's basically, it stars this girl named Zori, and she is in like a Capulet and Montague fight with Lennon, and her parents own a acupuncture studio, and his parents own a sex shop. So it's basically driving away their traffic. And they had a budding friendship, but then something happened, and now it's like a year later, and she is a very, very type A person. She loves to plan things, and she gets hives if she doesn't plan things very, very well. But I think she's eventually going to go camping, and I think something happens when they're camping that thrusts Lennon and Zori together, and I'm really excited to get to that point, but it's definitely a slow start. And I do like Jen Bennett novels. I think her concepts are really interesting, but I normally read contemporary books where you get both perspectives, so I sometimes just desire that we see the other character. I definitely felt that in Alex Approximately. I just wanted the boys' point of view, but I'll let you guys know tomorrow what I think. I'm going to watch the series finale of Young and Hungry, which, as I love, it's probably one of my favorite comedies that's still on the air. And then I will get some more reading done. But I will talk to you guys, if not tonight, then definitely tomorrow. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. It is now Thursday, and I have reached page 152 of Starry Eyes, and I am enjoying it. I hate when book summaries like spoil plot devices so far into the book. Like, I'm already 150 pages into this book, and the plot devices that were teased on like the inside flap haven't happened yet. Maybe I just need to stop reading inside flaps. But I definitely do like the dynamics between the characters. I really am enjoying the wilderness aspect. I am not the most adventurous person to go camping, but I'm liking reading it. And I really do like both characters. I think it's really interesting. We only get into Zori's head, but I think you learn enough about Lennon through her thing. I love also the friendship dynamics. And I don't know, I'm really excited. I'm excited to see how we get to the stuff teased on the inside flat. I'm really curious, but it sounds really interesting, so I'm liking it so far. This reading vlog is also probably going to go a little bit longer than my other reading vlogs because I started it so late. So I am going to finish reading this, and then I'm going to read The Cheerleaders by Kara Thomas, and then my next reading vlog will probably be all about The Wicked King, because I have to read that for a couple of different things. But yeah, so far I'm at like about 35% and I'm really liking it. I'm going to go outside and read a bit because it looks like it's going to rain, and I would like to get in some sun before, or reading outside before it starts to pour. So I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. Hey, it's Laura. I'm back. I have hit page 208 of Starry Eyes, and I wanted to give you guys an update. I've officially hit the part that is explained in the front flap, which I really think I'm going to like this part of the book. There was definitely a lot of friendship drama in this, and I really enjoyed it. The dynamics of the teens in the start of it I thought were super realistic, but I'm definitely excited to see the book focus more on Zori and Lennon now. I definitely like both characters. I actually think I like these characters a little bit more than I like the characters in Alex Approximately. And I do definitely like a survival story, which I think this is eventually what's it going to become. I also like, books that have a very, very set timetable, like 3 days or 2 days, counting down to elements, which this does have. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I like the way that the book starts is that when they were younger, Lennon used to draw maps for Zori, so every section of the book has a nice detailed map that he drew. But yeah, I'm really liking it so far, and I will hopefully give you guys my thoughts for the rest of the night. I'm also watching Supergirl on Netflix. I just saw Melissa Benoist in Beautiful yesterday, which I really enjoyed, so I've been craving some more Supergirl in my life, or more Melissa Benoist performances, so I will be reading this and also watching that because I've seen these seasons a long time ago, but it's been a while. So yeah, I'll definitely give you guys my thoughts when maybe I read up like 50 more pages, and yeah, so I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. This week I've really failed at catching you guys up on my reading. In my defense, it's been a really busy week, and it will be a really busy couple of weeks until after my birthday. But I did actually finish reading 3 books. Well, finish reading 3 books that I wanted to chat about. And I did wind up reading Starry Eyes. It actually was a pretty okay read. I actually really enjoyed it. Definitely was like a 3.5, 4-star read, but I did like it, and I thought that, like, I don't know. I always a little bit struggle with her books, like her characters, but I did like it. I liked Lennon a lot. I think I would have liked this book again, like I said, with Alex approximately, if I was in his head, because she makes really, like, compelling male characters. I just want to be in her head, or his head. But I do understand that a big part of her books is that the boys do have secrets, so you want to, like, not give that away, and being in their head probably would give that away. But I really did like it. I like the survival aspect as well. And I thought the friendship dynamics were really interesting. I definitely did see how they played up the Romeo and Juliet angle of this as well. But it was definitely a fun read, and I will be posting my review later in the week. And it was a perfect book just as, like, a cleansing palette before I dive into some fantasy earlier in August. But yeah. So this was actually a random pick that I picked up at a bookstore, I think right after BEA and Book Hunt. And it's a nonfiction book that I don't often read. But it is I Will Always Write Back, and it's One Letter That Changed Two Lives. And how long is this book? Let me tell you. It is like almost 400 pages, but it's like the writing's pretty big. I blew through this in a day. I don't cry when I read books. It's very, very hard to make me cry, like really impossible. I bawled through this entire book. I will definitely be doing an unspoiler review about this. But this book blew my mind. Like, I really, really loved it. And it basically follows these 2 kids. One is a girl named Caitlin, and she lives in Pennsylvania. And her teacher, they wind up doing a letter writing process where you get, like, a pen pal from a different country. And you get to pick the country, and Caitlin decided to choose a little boy from, I think he's from Zimbabwe, I think. Yeah, I think that's where he is. And his name is Martin. And they just strike up this correspondence, and it starts a friendship that changes not only their lives, but also Martin's family life. And it was so well done. I felt like I was reading, like, a YA contemporary novel, because I was just like, oh my god, this cannot be real. This could not have really happened, and it totally did. And I just was so in love with both of these people, and it really shows you how much compassion and kindness can do to somebody. And I was just like, oh my god, like the simple act of writing a letter, or the simple act of sending someone $1, or the simple act of doing something so simple that to you, like, is nothing. I just was like, oh my god, I so felt for Martin in this book, but I just really admired Caitlin and what her and her family did for this little boy that they've never met. Really broke my heart into, like, a tiny little pieces, and it just showed me what compassion can do. And I literally started this book, and I was like, oh, I'll read a couple of chapters, and then I'll go back to Shadow and Bone. But once I started reading it, I just could not put this book down. And it's like a true story, but I was so captured. It takes place over 6 years, and they correspond, and Caitlin and Martin's friendship basically changed both their lives. And I just was so captivated by it. And I think it would be great for students and just learning about a different culture. I just was really captivated by it. I will definitely do another, like, a non-spoiler review. I'll probably film that probably tonight, and I'll probably post it on my channel when this review goes live. But oh my god, this nonfiction book definitely brought me to tears, and I was really, really captivated by it. So if you have not checked out this book, I will definitely recommend it. Definitely an emotional tearjerker. Maybe don't read it in public, but I was really captured by these 2 amazing people. Be rereading that book probably next month, just because I read it at such, like, a fast pace. I just want to slow down and read it more for fun, but I just had to know what happened to these 2 people. So, and the last book that will end this reading vlog is I did finish reading Shadow and Bone. I've never read this book before, and it is the first book that we chose for the Time Warp YA book club that I host. The link will be in the description box, and I will admit, I did like this book, but again, the world building was spectacular, and I felt like the character's journey in the book was a little bit too predictable for me. Like, again, it's like the hero character that you find out that she's, like, this big thing, and then that's, like, it. But I've heard amazing things about the subsequent books in the series, and I'm going to be reading the series over the next two months, so definitely will read the whole thing. But I did like it. I thought the world building was definitely the high point. I always fall for the underdog relationship. In every single book that has like a triangle, I always fall for the wrong boy. So I am definitely like Mal and Alina's relationship. I know that's not the focus relationship, and everyone likes her with the Darkling. I am always underneath the bus. I'm always like the wrong ship. I always go for the wrong ship, but I really do think the world building is spectacular, and I just loved the Grishaverse she created was really cool, and I'm intrigued. I'm definitely intrigued to see what happens to book 2. And yeah. So this will be the end of this reading vlog. I'm still deciding what I'm gonna read next, but I wanted to do all my wrap ups tonight, and then I will finally make a choice. But yeah. So these are all the books this is the end of this reading vlog. Let me know what you've been reading, and has your week been as crazy and chaotic as mine? But I'll talk to you guys later.